Yeah, I just recorded a very, very awful video. Don't you hate when that happens? Spend 20 minutes of your life thinking it's going to be great, review it, and it's rubbish. Luckily, we can delete that and pretend it never happened. Unlike life. Yep. So mostly I was dealing with my ex very quickly, and it's not a big dramatic thing. We do share a dog, mostly her, and that keeps us together. And yeah, for the most part, we can get along if we choose to choose our battles, which unfortunately she's the one who gets to do that. She, she riles me up because she has a large family and she's deathly afraid of offending them. And she's got to offend somebody and guess who. And I'm getting better at not rising to the bait because after my stroke, which I'm not complaining about, but things are different. I had no desire for being angry. It makes me sick to my stomach. I can handle anger if I'm in defense of people. I really enjoy that. Not a grain of stress there. Just good, clean, get the hell out of my face fun. Very good at that. Really good. Frighteningly good because I can be a very scary man. Verbally and physically. I only indulge in violence for defense. I'm not bragging, it's the life I've led, and that does exist in my universe. And trust me, my universe never goes away. It's never far from me, at least. But anywho, talking to my ex, texting, we text. Unless we're face to face, we text. I use text a lot. I don't make phone calls. I hate phone calls. I hate them. If somebody, the phone seldom rings for me, and when it does, it's generally not good news. Uh, so yeah, it's like the knocking on a door. I hate that. Sends horror into me because from a lot of my life, a knock on the door spelled disaster. Not anymore, but that instinct just lingers. Even if I'm watching a movie and there's a knock on the door, I recoil. I don't like the word cringe because that's been destroyed. Do us all a favor, blot that word out because it's a dead word. People get so hung up on words like that and it becomes part of the parlance, the vernacular. Hey, I'm using big words. Look up, good on me. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, back to my ex because yeah, I meander. It's what I do. It's what I've always done. I come to my point eventually, but I enjoy a good circuitous route. But yeah, texting with her, and she's going to be taking a summer vacation now, most of the month, summer, and she's taking my dog, so I don't get to see my dog for ever, and that's going to kill me inside because I love my Boglum Hound. He's a good dog. This is an old, fat, good dog. Adventure dog. He used to be a good tracker. Great hiker. A hobo dog. And there's nothing smarter or better or safer than a potentially murder hound. Which yeah, he was, and that it's still in him. He's not the nicest dog sometimes. He gets mad at the wrong times. He doesn't bite people, but he sure makes a hell of a lot of noise. And he's got a big hound bark to him. He can howl like nobody's freaking business. I love his howling. He loves his howling. Other things people think it's torture. No, he just enjoys a good howl. God, it's beautiful. I need to record that because anybody who loves old mangy, well, he's not mangy, he's very clean, but just a hound, a dog in the finest sense will enjoy his howl. That name, Good Howl. Once I had him on the bus because I used to pass him off as a helper dog. I found his vest on the side of the road and slapped it on, and I had a little talk with him. When you're wearing that vest, you have to pretend to be a dog, okay? You got to pretend that we're citizens. That's an old loser tramp thing. Other people are citizens. We are not citizens. They've taken away our citizenship, and we're happy about that. Because you a loser. You're the but you can be a very skilled loser, a skilled tramp, a good hobo, which I am, and I've earned that. You earned that. It is. It's a pretty high achievement. Probably a better skill than you have because I'm like a PhD, and it does matter because I can survive anywhere in any situation and not end up dead. Jail, yeah, but jail's not a big problem. See, people who are afraid of jail are afraid of life. It's always rough the first time, but by the second time and third time, shit. It's actually a healthy thing. If you're a drunk and whatnot, you get to heal yourself up. The old 3 hots and a cot. Well, that's not true because there's one not very good meal, and the other ones are bologna sandwiches, and again, bologna sandwiches, or worse yet, oatmeal. I despise oatmeal. Can't stand the stuff. There are very few things I hate. That's him. I'll go to lengths to eat something else. I will eat it if it's there and I'm hungry, but I ain't gonna be happy, but I will eat all of it because if you're a tramp, you can eat horrible food you don't like just to get some food, get it in your belly. You will say things like, yeah, that was awful. Can I have some more? Words to live by. Around me, if you say, I could never eat that, I'm going to look at you and say, well, that's a stupid thing to think because, well, you have that luxury. You're entitled. You're entitled. It's not terrible to be entitled as long as you know you are. Cop to it. Don't be proud of it. And certainly don't be exalted because it's just a state. It does retard you somewhat, well, quite a bit, because again, that just means you're afraid of life. Most people are afraid of life. Most people are. I'm not. That's been burned out of my system entirely. I'm afraid of nothing. Nothing. At all in the world. Not afraid of cops. Certainly not afraid of cops. As I've told cops, there's nothing you can do to me. You can beat me up. I've been beat up. It's horrible. I don't like it, but we'll get through it. You can take me to jail. I don't like jail, but I don't mind it that much. You can kill me. Please do. I'm not afraid of death either. I'm just not afraid anymore. Because after a while, you don't want to be afraid anymore. You're sick of being afraid. So, you come to the point where kneel before no man except a priest. Yeah, I'm a Catholic too, and I will I'll kneel to pray. Through priestly functions. I'm lapsed right now, and I don't feel good about that, but I really want to go back to my beloved church. I'm an adult convert, by the way. I became a Catholic less than 10 years ago by choice, inclination, and study. by study. I learned the church. To be an adult convert is not easy. They really test you. They want to make sure that the church suits you, not you suit the church. It's very complicated, and I will not debate that because there's no point into it. Because you don't have to be a Catholic. Nobody has to be. I can tolerate or accept a lot of things, pretty much anything, because we are taught. We are taught to absorb that. We're supposed to intellectually grasp things and spiritually grasp things before we take the sacrament. And again, I don't give a crap that you were raised Catholic, because there are more holes than Swiss cheese. And that really means it takes a lot to learn a lot about the church. And early church education by the church's own admission is bad. It just, cultural Catholics, really, I feel sorry for them. Some of them come around and become the best Catholics in the world. Converts and people returning to the church are the church. Any decent priest will tell you the same thing, and nuns will. Nuns are great. I love nuns. I was taught by a few nuns, and they're the real deal. Amazingly smart, amazingly canny, stern, but in a great way. They want you to achieve. They want you to come around. It's the opposite of brainwashing, because a nun flunked me because I wasn't there. And she said I could come back, but I had to go through a lot of stuff again, and I did. And I got out early, and the best moment of life was accepting my vows and whatnot. Second biggest was getting my dog. So relationships in the past, there have been a few way back when that made me wonderfully happy and then tore me apart at the end. So it goes. Most of us been through that. I haven't. Been relationships out of duty since then. That's my bad. I let that happen. And believe it or not, being a loser, being a bum and whatnot, you can get relationships. I've had a lot of them. This is what I am, a bum. And these relatively normal, upstanding human beings want me in their life. It never turned out well, because I'm interesting and exciting at first, but the reasons they fall in love with me are the reasons they get rid of me. Which I understand. And that's why I'll never be in a relationship ever again. I don't want it. I don't desire it. I'm old and fat and ugly now, and thank God for that. That's not a bad thing. I can live the rest of my life in a relatively tranquil state, and I don't have to answer to anybody. I mean, hell, that's why I want to go to Wyoming, is because I want to go there, and it's absurd and fun, and Janet doesn't get it at all, one bit, one iota. Why I want to hang out, meet King Cobra, meet him, and maybe meet some of my Boglum friends. That'd be a kick. That'd be so cool if I could met up with somebody in Casper and share the joy. God, that'd be the best thing ever. Because we're good people, we're nice people. We don't want to torture old Cobra. We love our little Cobra. He's our leader. He's the glue that binds. Think about that. It's true, and you gotta think to yourself, I must be doing something right because this weird, strange man, we have affection for him. We honor him in our own sardonic parody way, and we don't want to torture the poor guy and help him. No, so no helping him, but just make him feel loved and appreciated. That's cool. Whatever he chose to do with the rest of his life, that's his own business. My business is how I live my life. I'm not hurting anybody, not exploiting anyone. Hmm. My call, it's Cobra's call. We choose to be around Cobra. He says pointedly, "You don't have to hang out with me. You don't like it. You don't have to watch me." Well, yeah, there's that, and that's kind of bulletproof. You don't like me, stop watching. I love that. He's a pretty honest man in his own deluded way. I mean, he's like core honesty about it. He is what you get. If you don't like his cooking videos, you have problems. That stuff's great. It's endearing. He's just, he's in earnest. He's teaching people. And I like some of his cooking. Some of it, no, I'd eat it. That's how I'd eat it. But I don't think it'd be that great. And I can tell when he doesn't like something because you can tell he eats 3 bites and, well, that was good, but once in a while, like, this wasn't very good. He does say that. That's what he's really funny. I think it was the super spicy burrito thing that, oh man, I could see his pain. If the man didn't, if he only knew that he could drink milk and keep eating the food and washing it down with milk, the capsicum, the heat goes away. It's an old trick if you're eating hot peppers on a dare. Just get a big wad of Velveeta in your mouth, and you could stun people. She stun people with your Cobra magic of eating jalapenos. And I could eat jalapenos. I could just eat them. If it's a really hot one, but I'll eat it anyway. Sweat. But I'll eat it. Because, damn it, I'll eat anything. I'm a hobo goat. Anyway, hopefully the sound worked on this one. And hopefully I enunciated a little bit better than I was. The stroke is my excuse, but I'm managing to do it better. So there goes that excuse. I can do it better if I so choose and exert the exertion. So anyway, if you watch this, I appreciate you tremendously. If you only make it through 2 seconds of it, I don't blame you. So it goes, much like Cobra. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch.